Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we will be crafting once again with
a couple of our favorite crafting materials, including our ever favorite
light,
tea lights.
with some new setups, I suppose.
Jewelry wire and dried out baby wipes.
And possibly hot glue if...
Yeah, you're right, hot glue. Hot glue will be for the hands, and he's going to do something different with the face. On this one, I just left an open shrouded hood. But this is actually a pretty simple craft. We'll try and whip through it as quick as possible. You can use any color tea lights you want, but we figured blue and green are...
Because that's the thing we have the most of.
Well, we have orange
Yeah, no, we have more blue and green
and
than
the
any other.
multicolored ones, which I don't really think the multicolored ones are really going to do them justice. Let's turn these off and show you what we did here. Bring that over here to the front.
This is the frame that we made. We just twisted some wire around the tea light, taped it together, and then wrapped it around itself to make this, and added a bunch of tea lights to create the frame.
Right.
That's not the finished product.
Right.
But
I also painted the wire white when I was done, just so that it kind of blends in with the baby
I
wipes.
think you should have painted it. Actually, it wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, in retrospect, it probably doesn't matter because I really couldn't see the wires showing through when you light it up.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, this is actually
Maybe.
24 yards of 28 gauge wire, and you should be able to get 3 to 4 ghosts out of this spool of wire, although it seems like they're cutting back on the actual amount of wire they put on these spools, because the older spool I was using had like a lot more wire, but not really sure. So while I show you guys how to do this, because I came up with a pretty simple way of doing it. You are going to have to tape the wire to the tea light, but when you use the tape, it actually kind of creates a funnel to sort of direct the light up to the top. With this one, it didn't do as good a job, and I'm hoping that with the way I wired this one a little differently, it'll actually work better, because as you notice, when this one's on, the face doesn't light up that much. But all in all, I think it's actually a cute little craft, and should be usable not just for your gaming purposes, but also for a decoration. Now I cut a whole bunch of baby wipes. I let them dry out overnight, and in different widths, all one length. You can always shorten them, but I just cut like that in different widths and thicknesses. But you're going to want to probably start with the big ones and make like a scarf that hangs down around the front, kind of like how I did with the lich, if you remember.
That was what I did.
Okay. And while he takes some of this glue and water, this is just regular cheap school glue that I'm...
Did I just put it in here?
Yeah, but here, let me show you a real quick, easy way to keep your... hold it by the end. And then watch, move your fingers just a second. And just let it go through, and then use the lip of the bowl to sort of pull off some of it, and there you go. This part's going to be a little tough for him because he hasn't had as much practice as I have doing it, but I think he'll be fine. If you make a mistake, you just keep adding more and more and more until you're happy with the way it looks at the end. This is probably maybe 2, maybe 3 full baby wipes shredded and draped about the ghosty. Now with the frame, or the armature, if you will, I just take a piece and wrap it around my fingers.
Like this?
Yeah. If it doesn't look good, you just keep doing it till it does look good. And I wrap it around about 4 or 5 times. Try to get both pieces down here, pinch them together, and then just cut it. And since this wire is really, really thin, you can
This
just,
okay?
that's a good start, yep. And then this is going to be the head or the top of the hood, and just twist until you get a nice big sort of teardrop shape, and then squeeze it all together at the bottom. Twist it just so it all sort of sticks together. These 2 little wires here at the end, flare them out like that because you can use it to attach to the lower portion of the ghostie. But before I do that, I'm going to do the arms. I do the same thing with the arms, and you're going to want to do this probably like 5 times, I think. It depends. This ghost only has 4 fingers, but if you want him to have 5, then go 5. If you want him to have 6, go 6. And if you do too many, like I think I just lost count of, you can always just redo that later. Again, make a loop at the end. And then sort of the same thing here. And take those 2 extra wires. I don't know where the other one went. I had my glasses when I was doing this, but I don't have them now.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, I think I can hang it. And just twist it around here just one good time. And it'll end up being the opposite arm from where you start. And then later we'll cut that and spread them out to fingers. It looks like he's going to have like 12 fingers here.
Oh, you're making another.
Yeah, just to show, that's why I brought the other tea light out. You know, and you can have mismatched fingers if you want. It really doesn't matter. They're ghosts, you know. See how that nice, easy cut is. And don't worry if you make a mess. These boards are going to get recycled into your project for your costume. Right?
Yes.
Almost forgot about that, didn't you?
Yes.
And if the arms aren't perfectly the same length, don't worry about it. No one's going to come and measure him or anything like that.
Well, what if someone does though?
You know anybody who would do something like that besides you? No, me neither. Okay, you can see we already got.
What if someone else does?
I seriously got that. We already got the beginnings of a stick figure. And now the bottom part, the dress, if you will, or you know the flowing part of the shroud and robes and what have you. You're going to want to do that a lot more than 6 times, at least 8.
Let them see that one. Okay, it's just.
I think I did 8 on these guys. And I do the same thing here. It's all real, you know, simple with these loops. Makes it kind of easy, as you'll see in just a second. And then bend that back down. Oops. Maybe I'll twist that one more time just to make sure it stays there. And then you're going to feed this through there. And then bend everything together so it holds good and tight. Take all these extra wires and bend them around real good. And then down here at the bottom at that loop, cut all of them because that's what's going to attach to the tea light. Straighten them out, spread them out, kind of like making spider legs. Oh, there's a little wire we can use to wrap back around here. That's coming along good, bud. And believe it or not, these thin little wires will actually hold this whole thing up.
Doesn't really surprise me. These are very thin pieces of cloth.
Yeah. And the good thing about the baby wipes that we're using is that once the glue dries, they become very stiff, so that if you want to trim them, like for example, if you look on the edges of these little things, I trimmed them and made them more triangular, but they trim nice and easy like construction paper, or maybe even stiffer than that. So you can split them and make them look raggedy.
You still good?
Yeah, just keep adding more until you're totally happy with it.
Which won't really be the case because I still need to add the hot glue.
Right. So you're not going to do the head.
No.
Okay. He wants to do something a little bit different than the way I did the face or the hood. He wants to try something different. Okay. That looks good. And now I'm going to grab the Scotch tape and fit it in there, and then just bend a couple, as many as you can, because they're going to try and fight you and pop back out. Just bend as many as you can down, and maybe get it down. The closer you can get it to this edge here, because if you can get it, if you make them long enough and you can get them on that edge there, it just holds better. But once you get a couple, I should have pre-measured some tape here, but. And don't worry if the tape overlaps or goes onto the below the edge. You can always just trim that off. But see, just a little bit of tape, and he's already starting to stand up on his own. And just keep going around until you tape all the pieces of wire down. I was going to put in kind of a weird pose, but there you go. And then a couple more pieces of tape. One last piece of tape will hold it, and then I'll put another piece of tape around the edge, just sort of like I showed you before, to funnel the light upward by reflecting off the clear plastic tape. I'll do in a couple of strips. This also helps keep the wet glue and water mixture from dripping into the actual light there a little bit. Not a lot, but any help is beneficial here at this point, because I don't know what would happen if the electronics get not just wet, but the glue. Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah, I was too, but I assumed that you had figured out a solution to it.
Kinda.
Which I guess you did.
There we go. I think that's enough. I'll just put that right here. Didn't really need that last piece. And there you have the armature to do exactly what he's doing now.
And then once you have that, which I think we're pretty close to getting done.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's pretty bulky. Did that extra... Oh, that's right. I forgot. I didn't do I sort of beefed him up in the center. Is that helping, you think?
I didn't even notice.
Oh, okay. Now I did all that. I'll cut his hands open. Oh wow, I used a lot of... This guy's gonna have literally 12 fingers. Look at that. That might be kind of a cool thing, right?
Maybe.
Look.
Maybe not.
Take a look. I don't know if you can see that, folks, but he's got a lot of fingers. What I'll do is I'll just wire the fingers together until I get 5. But I wasn't counting properly, but it doesn't really matter. You know, it might actually help to make the fingers a little bit more visible and thicker. But I can barely see the wires, but or maybe it's some sort of, you know, ghostly demon, and that's his thing. Is he's got, you know, 12 fingers on each hand. I don't know. And when you're sure you're done, just put them on that plate so he can drip dry overnight. And then tomorrow we can trim him up the way you like and hit the hot glue gun. Hope you guys are all having fun getting ready for Halloween. We sure are. This month really flew by. It's only 10 more days until Halloween. And we still haven't decided what our festivities are going to be for that night, although we will be here to join you guys and wish you a happy Halloween. Oh, that's right, it's our Sunday show-off show.
You forgot?
Yeah, I kind of did.
That's weird.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and...
Well, I believe we are done for the night. Or at least I am.
Okay, let's put them on the plate. Show them off next to the other one. Remove all that. Save that for the other one that I'll finish after this video. I'll go back to work. Put them together. Got our own family of ghosties. Let's turn this guy on just to see what we can see. Alright, yeah, see? You can see the light going up further because of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll definitely do that with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. There you have it, folks. A really quick and easy craft. Definitely something to get the little ones involved in. And make an army of ghosts. You can put them in the window sill or something like that.
Wish, I mean, we've already seen it, but more of a close-up view.
Turned out a lot better than I thought, folks. I won't lie. It was a little tricky, but we made something with tea lights that I think we'll get a lot of use out, especially... Thank you, sport. Thank you. So, there you have it, folks. I hope you guys had fun. We had a blast playing with you guys tonight. And have a great weekend. Little guy's going to be finishing up fall. Fall. And I will be painting something alongside him this weekend. But until then, have a great weekend. Deck your houses out for Halloween. We're not done, as you can see, but we got a lot more to do. And we will see you guys real soon. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
I thought you